What's going on, you chicken strips and Nutella minions? It is Linux MLG, and I'm here with my first AW commentary, really. I was going to say gameplay, but it's just a commentary. And before we get into the video, just to let you know real fast that my stream audio for the gameplay is kind of soft, so I decided just to really not use it at all and put in some ukulele music, because, I mean, what does ukulele music not make better? That's nothing. Everything is better with ukulele music. So that's just going to be in the background while I'll explain roster mania, or what so far has been happening, past obviously the Neslo and everything before, but what happened kind of yesterday in the last day or so. Now, big things, big things, especially for the biggest name in competitive Call of Duty, OpTic. They dropped both Clayster and Proofy. Now, I'm kind of sad about this. Clayster and Proofy, they went on good terms. They're still okay with it. Clayster in his tweet longer mentioned that he really didn't want to leave and it wasn't his option, but he was kind of ready for it, and he's still saying how grateful he was and how he still wants to be friends. And that's cool, man. I mean, like, Clayster seems like a really cool guy, and I'm just personally sad to see him go. I'm sure a lot of you OpTic fans are too, because he just, like I said, seems to be a good, down-to-earth person. And then Proofy, as well, he made a shorter tweet longer, just basically saying the same thing, like, thank you to all the fans and to OpTic for the opportunity and such. And so I'm sure he didn't want to leave either, because again, it wasn't his option. He was dropped. They did not leave the team, and I really don't know why, to be completely honest. I'm assuming because of who they picked up. It is because of who they are picking up. I still really don't know why. It's a new game. I know they only won one event, which was a big event, the first X Games event ever. They won and they got the gold medal. So I really don't know why they dropped him. Clayster, Ghost wasn't his game, but he was a top 3 player in Black Ops 2. He was a phenomenal player in Black Ops 2. And Proofy, I mean, it's just, I would have waited until after Columbus, to be honest. In my personal opinion, I would have waited, because it is, like I said, a new game. And maybe they were just trying to get it in before so they can pick up any FAs that are FAs now, because after Columbus, EG, their contract is done with their players. So from talks, their players are breaking up, and I guess it's like sort of a 100% thing. I don't know. Everyone's saying they're going to do it, so I'm just assuming they will. Now, where OpTic drops Clayster and Proofy, that leaves 2 spots wide open on the OpTic Gaming roster. Again, OpTic Gaming, their main roster, their OpTic Nation are still looking for 2 people to play alongside Bose and Ricky, which I would think Clayster and Proofy could just go to that team, but maybe they're looking at 2 other people as well that may fit better with Bose and Ricky. But like I said, when you drop 2 players, that means they'll be needing to search for 2, and now we know one person that is moving to OpTic, a huge name in Call of Duty, made his name in Call of Duty and Ghost, but he started as a Halo player, and that would be Formal. Now, where I'm kind of weary on this, just because of the fact that we've only seen him play Ghost, a pretty awful game, and I don't know how he would have performed in Black Ops 2, to be honest. But with this new game, Advanced Warfare, the fact is, it is a lot closer to Halo than any other Call of Duty has been with the XL movements. So, I mean, it obviously isn't really that close to Halo. It's still Call of Duty. But in the fact of just the movement and everything, Formal will probably have a lot less time to get used to all that stuff than a normal person would. Or at least just double jumping and aiming and things like that. Because he did have practice in Halo, and Halo also does not have aim assist. So being able to jump and aim with aim assist would probably make it a lot easier for him. So my assumption is that he will be really good at this game, like he was in Ghost. Now, who's going to be OpTic Gaming's 4th? A huge question. A lot of people throwing out Crimsix or Karma. I really don't think Karma is. I really think that Impact is going to get together, but it is an option. Crimsix, I do think, is the higher option, though, because I have heard that Formal wanted to team with Crimsix and actually did not want to play against Crimsix. Actually, a twit longer that JCap said after he was dropped, after Nameless and JCap were dropped from MB at the time, but they're back on MB now. But yeah, so during that long rant, twit longer that JCap had, he said that Formal didn't want to play against Crimsix. And so I feel like after Columbus, OpTic will be picking up Crimsix. Before they'll obviously need to get someone for before. Whether or not they'll end up dropping that person or just telling that person they're basically a fill-in until Crimsix is out of contract, we don't know, and I highly doubt that they're going to mention it. So that's for the OpTic. On to the next thing. There was another team that made a couple drops, and that was Denial. Denial dropping Replays and Attach. To be honest, when they dropped Study, I was more surprised that they dropped Study and not Replays, because I never really thought Replays was that effective of a player. I thought he was a pretty good OBJ player in Black Ops 2, but other than that, he never really caught my interest. Where I think Study, a good young player, was definitely a better fit for Denial. But they did drop Denial, pick up Attach, and they picked up Attach during the AW season, and then they dropped him during the AW season, which is obviously over the course of, what, 3 days? And so, you know, it's kind of a rash decision what these teams are making for me. It is a new game. I did get to play Denial, and I can't really say anything because, again, it was like the second day that the game was out. So, yeah, the hard point we got demolished, and Attach still did really bad even though they destroyed us. And Attach also did bad in the CTF. So, I mean, I wasn't paying attention, really, to how each individual player was playing on their team. It did look like they needed to work on some things. Obviously, for people that never played the game competitive before, to beat them in CTF is kind of wearisome. But where will Zuma and Saints go? A lot of people say Aches and TP team up with them. That would be cool. I think that would be a really dominant team. Also, if it was Crims and Formal on OpTic, I think those would be the two most dominant teams. But it's coming to an end, guys. There's going to be a little black screen right here, but I'm going to go out now just saying that wherever Zuma and Saints go, I feel will be a really strong team because they still are very strong players from when I play them, it seems. So remember, guys, I hope you liked the video. If you did, drop a like. And again, even when you're ugly, you're sexy. See you guys.